featuring the unsung heroes of the medical world, the receptionists.
Dealing with people, especially when it's something as serious as your health, no matter what condition you're coming to see the doctor for, is not an easy thing.
People call in saying they need a new script because they've just put it in the curry.
Yes. Or in the middle of a police chase, the person comes into the medical center.
What advice would you give to anyone that wants to pursue a career as a medical receptionist?
Don't do it. You have to be completely a little bit nuts.
So what are the misconceptions people have about your job?
That we are the doctor.
But it's safe to say that every day is like a box of chocolate.
Every day is more like a box of grenades.
Hi everyone, I am Dion Raju. I welcome you all to another episode of Med Centers TV. Today, we have very special guests with us. Of course, the doctor stands as the most significant part of a healthcare facility. However, there is often overlooked the first voice of comfort, the guiding light in the waiting room of a medical center, the receptionists. With empathy as their compass and kindness as their language, they weave through the emotional sides of patients, holding the space where worries are heard and hope is found. In the heartbeat of every medical center, their dedication resonates, their warmth heals, and their smiles carry the weight of 1,000 stories untold. Featuring the unsung heroes of the medical world, the receptionists. Welcome, Josh and Hannah. Josh has been with Med Centers for 11 years now, and Hannah's been with Med Centers for 4 years now. So, can you tell us in general about your job so that our viewers get an understanding of what you actually do as medical receptionists?
The way an air stewardess is to people on a plane, the first thing you do is you make people feel welcome, you direct them to where to sit, what they're here for. There's many hats, but the first thing as receptionists, we welcome people into their environment. We're in the business of healing, and so just that alone, by smiling to people, letting them know they're in the right place, directing them to all the appropriate signs, whether they're going for a blood test or which doctor they're going to see, we are that first point of contact. So as receptionists, we receive people and we welcome them, and then we try to help them in what they are here for, which in many cases is all sorts of things, but people are here for healing. It starts with just a smile.
That was good. Nailed it.
You're going to do this the whole time, right?
Yep.
Mm.
That's pretty much what we do. Book appointments, help patients, follow up.
That's right. I mean, it seems basic, but there's many hats, so many hats, and you're always functioning in the most patient and quickest way possible as well.
Tell us, how do you deal with the weight of patients' emotional anxieties and concerns day after day?
Oh, God.
Look, the greatest project that you'll work on is yourself. And for us to reset after each contact, dealing with people, especially when it's something as serious as your health, no matter what condition you're coming to see the doctor for, is not an easy thing. And you're dealing with people from all walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of got to put yourself in their shoes.
Yes.
To understand, like they're here because they're really unwell, or they think they're going to receive bad news or good news. So everyone's anxious, and we just kind of need to empathize with them and their situation, and just be.
It's a big deal. That empathy goes from most of the time people are already coming in with all these preconceived notions, or just the worrying of, I can't breathe, or I can't have the energy to just come into this place. So the simple things like just telling them, okay, you're in the right place, or which doctor you're going to be seeing, that's going to be taking however long it is. Just to deliver that information without any conflict is usually an interesting thing to do. But if you love people and you're a people person, whatever that means, then you're in the right job.
So how long have you guys worked together then?
4 years.
Too long. Too long.
So what are the misconceptions people have about your job?
That we are the doctor. That I can print them a script.
You want to elaborate on that, Hannah?
Yeah, patients usually just call in and say, I need my script, I need my pill, I need this, I need that. You need to send it to me. Unfortunately, I haven't been to university for 7 years. I just booked the appointments.
Unfortunately, and I know this is a big thing to say, but I think whether you work at Bunnings or McDonald's or any type of job, when it comes to our job, there's always the expectancy that the person that you're speaking to at reception can press a button and whatever you need is going to be happening right now, post-taste, instantaneously. Which is always a process in saying, every medical center is different. And that's what most people don't really understand, that you only function within the parameters and policies of the medical center that you're working with this overlying canopy of Medicare. And delivering that information where in so many ways to say no to a person isn't. I don't know, what's that like?
Describe the most intense and overwhelming situation you had to deal with on your job. How did you deal with it emotionally?
This is quite above and beyond. My first thought goes to once where there was a person that was trapped in a house, and all of a sudden we were the switchboard for both ambulance, the fire department, and we had multiple people. You know what I was talking about there. We had multiple people on different lines, and
Yeah.
what do you?
There's been heaps though.
Like, that's the same thing I went straight to.
There's just
Every day.
There's just so many
Yeah. On a daily, as much as you can watch shows about anything on TV, any sort of sitcom, I wish they did one on medical receptionists.
Yes.
That would be an interesting social experiment, not for just comedy, but man, that would be interesting to see.
I think it kind of goes the same as putting yourself in that person's situation as well. The calls that come through, I just remember having a call from a patient's wife who was quite distressed that her husband had just lost a limb in a workplace accident. So to try and stay calm with her on the phone.
You did so good that day.
It really just puts into perspective that life actually happens outside the medical center, and you're not just there to book appointments. You're there to actually help people and get them to come back and feel safe in that terrible time.
That's the one benefit of this job. We have our own respective partners and stuff. And whenever you go home, whatever goes that boils over in your own life, in the job that we're in, we always know each day that there's somebody that's in a much more worse situation than you are.
So how do you build rapport and empathy with patients from all walks of life?
Natural at it. Anna could be an event coordinator, pilot. I think a lot is about, what sort of life you lived or your family, but certain people, like Hannah, is kind of magnetic. She just gets on with anybody.
That's you. You're everyone's favorite.
I don't know. I'm not. We have a dental practice with us, and I put my first hand up to say I'm not everybody's cup of teeth, but Hannah gets on with anybody. Yeah.
So, what are some of the most bizarre requests you've had from patients?
I've seen Anna many times on her own volition taken patients in her car, driven them home because they were incapacitated or at a certain level where there's too many situations where, I wouldn't say bizarre. Oh yeah, there's
been some people call in saying they need a new script because they've just put it in the curry.
Yes. Or in the middle of a police chase, the person comes into the medical center and we've got to just, while being stunned, try and just navigate the police to how you went that way. Or
a patient's been attacked by an orca in Southport with a script in their pocket.
This is a true story.
Sorry. A patient was attacked by an orca.
And
in Southport, and he was swimming with the script in his pocket.
Yeah.
And he urgently needs it and can't come in for an appointment because
Thank God he didn't get bitten, but
So these are some.
That's the true story.
true story. Yeah.
These are the conversations.
But then you've got to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the thing is, you have to keep a straight face. But there's generally situations that afterwards we're like, that happened, right? That happened.
I didn't see it on the news. I don't know if it did happen.
So that was my next question, is to share, a hilarious kind of story of a patient personality, that you have encountered. Well, I guess that's just...
The good thing about being in Australia is that every day there's so many, I'd say, wonderful personalities. Yeah. There's always...
We have some good ones. We have some jokesters. We actually have patients that come in and tell us jokes every day. Josh has a patient that comes in and brings him poems.
All right.
I love that, man.
Yeah, and you also have patients that bring you in like Turkish food and homemade vodka. So you might like to buy all.
Real homeless vibes. People just come in, cook meals from me. Yeah. But Hannah is kind of a stylist. Every person comes in is always showing them, oh, I've had this done, or what do you think of my accessories? And yeah. But
So can you guys give us an example or reenact an example of something really hilarious or...
over the years with Hannah, we've developed this personality. I mean, she has hers and I have mine, where it's like, if you've ever seen a buddy cop feel-good movie, we've always felt that if we weren't doing this job, we'd be great cops.
Great cops.
We've got this telepathy that we've got going on. I think it's pretty sweet. So certain situations, there's one situation.
We have actually tried to pretend to be cops together, and you're actually not a very good partner.
Look, we all have our strengths. Mine is not really observance. But this one situation, obviously you can't give out too much information, but a patient was trapped.
You are the patient.
Okay, so I'm not getting out of here. I'm stuck. Can somebody come and get me? I don't know how to get out of here.
Where are you?
I'm at home.
Did you want me to call you a taxi?
No, I just need somebody to come and get me out of here. I don't know how to open the door. I don't have the keys or anything.
Okay. And your name is?
I can't tell you that. I don't know who you are.
That's okay. I'll just search it from your mobile number. Josh Raju, is that you?
How'd you get my number?
So confused. He just went so off track. This is what I mean about the bad cop partner.
Yep.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
You're not going to believe this. Out here, you know where the water is by Australian Fair? And this really big, it's like a dolphin, but it was kind of black and white. This thing just came out of the ocean and it had a bite at me. I'm okay, but my whole jeans is gone and I had my script in my pocket. And this zebra, like, it's a huge dolphin. It's like black and white, just got my script. You'll never believe it, but yeah, this happened.
Sorry, where are you?
Outside Australian Fair, where the water is, in Southport.
And what grabbed onto your pocket, sorry? Just so I have all the information.
It's like a big fish, like a black and white dolphin, but not a dolphin.
Like an
bigger,
orca?
like a huge, like
an orca?
Like what?
Like an orca?
No, not like an orca. It could have been just a normal Australian. I don't know what kind of orca. Like,
okay, no worries. And sorry, how can I help you today?
yeah, I need my script, man. The thing bit my jeans. It's gone. Yeah.
No worries at all. I'm just going to need to get your full name.
Yeah. Man, but you know what happened. There's some really aggressive ones. One, the only time somebody ever got thrown out of the practice, a gentleman will just walk in and look at you and say, "I'm here, idiot."
Sorry?
"I'm here, idiot."
The other patient that called me.
I can't do that.
And then what do you do when he says, "I'm here, idiot"?
You can have a seat.
We won't be long. I don't think we'll be long.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you really get all sorts of people here.
Oh, yeah.
So you've had someone that had their jeans bitten by an orca.
Yes.
Someone that walks in and says, "I'm here, idiot."
Yes. Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, there's so many. I mean,
What's your favorite then, Josh?
My favorite is when I know I can help this person, but this person is, I don't know how to say it, man, like really intangible. They're here, but they're not really giving me a lot to work with. But I know it's a simple fix. But I mean, you can't waste a personality like that, you know? So Hannah knows when I'll just switch into that gear.
What are some of the excuses people use to get an appointment when they don't have an appointment?
To get an appointment when they don't have one, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been...
Today, there's all different techniques. For me, the one that wears this projected amnesia. I've got an appointment. When did you book it? I don't know. You booked it for me. What's my name? I've never spoken to you before.
You do need an appointment.
Nah, they didn't say I need an appointment. They said just call up and get my script.
There's been some wild ones. And I can't come to my appointment. There's a snake in the house wrapped around my dog. Okay, well, why are you calling me?
The dog, I should call a vet. The dog's gonna get it.
So it's safe to say that every day is like a box of chocolates, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, everybody eats chocolate.
Even if it makes you feel sick, you'll eat them.
Every day is more like a box of grenades, man. Just want one that's not gonna blow up.
So is it safe to say that, in closing, what was your initial, or have you ever thought before you got into this job as a receptionist, what it was like to be a receptionist? Did you ever think for a second what would be the life or, expectations or, what it's like to be a receptionist? And now looking back.
Yeah.
I like to do this from an outside perspective. When I think about that question, I think about Hannah. Because at its simplest form, we're in customer service. And being in customer service, you got to reserve your judgment if you're going and order food, if you're going to any sort of retail store. And Hannah's quite extreme with this because she does things at a level which she expects other people to do it at. If she's making a call to somebody, she can't do it in front of you. Just say it's whether it's a dress or something that she's purchasing or whatever. Even if it's some sort of complaint, she won't speak in front of you. She'll need to go to a different area, and then she is the best version of herself. And I love that best version of yourself when you're dealing with somebody that's in a retail situation or customer service, just from all the knowledge we've accumulated from being medical receptionists. It's interesting when we are actually facing a situation, when you're the patient or when you are on the other end. I think we end up being good people, patient people, I hope. You are. I mean, I've seen your dealings with the Australian Post Office. Wonderful person.
So, Josh, what would you think your relationship is with your current patient base?
Oh, wow. I think I'm that guy. When I say that guy, is I think it's this odd person that's always there and helps me in certain ways, But
I think majority of your patients wanted to vote for you to be male of the community, did they not? That's how much people love you. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Everyone that comes in knows him.
I don't know about
Josh, everyone that comes in knows you, that everyone brings you gifts every 5 seconds or gets you to go outside and look at all their cars.
I've read Sun Tzu, and the first one is that sympathy is the best form of attack. So maybe that's why people keep feeling sorry for.
You share a heartwarming story of a patient who's become a friend over the years.
I can speak for both of us that the context of this friendship is always within the medical center. The one thing about our medical center, I say this a bit overconfidently, is that we know our patients. We don't treat each person like they're just here to see the doctor and that's it. Not in that business perspective. There's so many patients that we know. It's not like a big thing, but by first, there's much more than that connectivity of just a first name basis. We see that face and that name, and we know so much about that patient. And then when they respond to us, that connection is it's two-way, that reception there. It's received both ways. There's so many patients. There's so many patients. The patient that lost their limb, man, when they come in, it's a laser-like focus on Hannah because she knows they went through something with her and they'll never forget it.
So do you get emotionally involved sometimes with patients that, either have bad news?
I mean, we try not to get too involved because
Yes.
we leave it up to the patient. If the patient are happy to tell us that information, then definitely, obviously, we get involved and we want to hear how they're feeling. Like, we have multiple patients that come in and rehash the whole appointment to us and, confide in us.
But it's also, both of us know that it's important to detach so much from
But it's so nice because, we have patients that come in and there's a patient that's come in and she's had 2 children. I've seen her pregnant through both of her pregnancies, both of her children. Her children now know us both, like come in and they want to give us a hug and, like it's nice to be able to see them from, coming in as a regular patient to being pregnant, having a child and doing it all over again.
That's
so
really cool.
They're good connections to have as well. Yeah.
So what advice would you give to anyone that wants to pursue a career as a medical receptionist?
Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not even trying to be funny. Don't do it. I mean, at least it's really.
I think it takes it may seem like an easy job, but it does take like a really tough skinned person to work in the industry. Like there's a lot around it and it's not just all like forming those connections and seeing young kids come through and everyone's happy. People come in sick and unwell and anxious and stressed and aggressive in some ways. So it's like it's not every call is nice and you have to be able to go home at the end of the day and not take anything personally.
Yeah.
And if you can do that and you love working with people, we see hundreds of people every day. Speak and see. So if you're not a people person and you're not willing to go that bit further than just booking appointments, then I don't think it's something that...
And it's also good to have the right team. There's so many times that we're involved in, and both of us, our emotional intelligence can be taxed in so many ways when you can't provide a service. But if you're working with the right person, then they just pull you back and say, I think, let me take this from here because I can see it's affecting you.
Yeah, you've got to have a good team.
You've got to have the right team.
How do you guys feel every day at the end of the day from a mental health, from an emotional perspective? You have your good days and you have your bad days, but generally, what's your coping mechanism?
She's my
after work.
Like
Josh is my coping.
Honestly, like working with Hannah. Hannah's my coping mechanism. If it wasn't for her in so many ways, I love my job. I love everything about my job. But working with the right people, like
definitely
everything from the top tier of our organization to the bottom. I say this sincerely. There's so much that we've got going for us. We've got a great team. People that understand us. People that have seen us at our best and our worst, and still are there for us. So having that type of support and the right type of compassionate people will always have your best interest in heart. Honestly, we have a very kind organization. So I love my team member. It wasn't Hannah. Oh.
I feel like it'd be very hard to be a receptionist, a single receptionist, working for a medical center, because dealing with calls and not having any anyone to debrief with or chat with or pump you up when you're feeling down or make you a shot latte every
minute. As a unicorn. It's just exceptional people, man. We got lucky with that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Josh.
For having us.
It was awesome, and it's also good to hear your perspective and your side, what it is to be a medical receptionist.
And all this is really masked. I mean, this is us being as serious and sincere as possible. But in many ways, to do this job, you have to be completely a little bit nuts. And our personalities are very mentally flexible. So
really
this was good. I think so.
Yeah. And if you weren't nuts, you just got to watch Josh try and park his car and it will turn you nuts.
Hannah can be quite cruel. She's a cruel person.
Josh, come on.
It's true.
I think I've got about 50 videos of you trying to
She wants to make a montage.
Well, we've been privileged to see some hilarious pics and videos of you guys over the years.
Burn it.
And it's been great having you guys in the studio today.
Thanks for having
me. And thanks for coming over. And I hope that our viewers get a better perspective of what it is like to be a medical receptionist at a medical center. So thank you, everyone. And from all of our viewers, from myself, Dion Raju as well, goodbye. We'll see you on the next episode.